You know that feeling when you look at your phone and the chat with that girl just feels cold now, like something changed and you can't even explain why. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. If that keeps happening to you, you're doing something wrong with how you text girls and you have to fix it. Most guys never really think about this. They just type whatever comes to mind, reply as fast as they can, and then sit there confused when she answers in one-word replies, takes ages to respond, or just disappears. And then you start asking yourself if you said something wrong, or if she lost interest, or if she suddenly found someone better. So let's break this down properly, because texting is a big part of dating now, and if you get this wrong, you can ruin good chances before you even meet up. I'll walk you through a bunch of rules, and if you stick with them, you'll stop feeling like you're chasing all the time, and you'll start feeling in control again. So rule number 1, keep some mystery. Not fake mystery, not lying, just stop being so predictable. Think about how you usually text. A lot of guys do the same pattern every single time. She texts, you see it, you reply in seconds. She sends something again, you reply in seconds again. You keep the chat going non-stop. You answer every question fully, you react to every little message, and you never let any space appear between messages. At first, this feels good. The chat feels alive, and you feel like you're getting somewhere. But over time, she knows exactly what will happen when she messages you. She knows you will answer straight away. She knows you will keep the conversation going even if she barely puts in effort. There is no surprise, no tension, nothing uncertain. She doesn't have to wonder if you're busy, focused, or out living your life. Humans get more curious when something is not fully clear and not fully predictable. When you don't know exactly what will happen, you pay more attention. It feels more exciting. When everything is automatic and obvious, your brain stops caring as much. So what do you do with that? First, vary your response time. Don't follow one rigid pattern. Sometimes you answer fast, sometimes you answer later. If you're actually free and in the middle of a good conversation, it's fine to answer quickly and let the energy flow. You don't have to force delays just to act cool. That looks fake. But if you are about to go to the gym, or you are at work, or you are with friends, you do not have to stop everything just to answer her instantly. You can see the message, put your phone back in your pocket, do what you need to do, and answer calmly a few hours later. You're not punishing her, you're just not living your life around your notifications. Second, you don't need to react to every single tiny message. Sometimes the conversation naturally fades. Maybe she sends a small comment that doesn't really add anything. You don't always have to push the chat forward. You can let that be the last message of the day and start a new topic tomorrow or the next day. That little gap does a few things. It gives you space to focus on your day, it gives her space to actually miss your presence instead of feeling like she has unlimited access to you, and it makes the next message from you feel more intentional, not just automatic. The key is this: you are not trying to create drama, you are not playing games, you are just allowing real life to come first so your messages feel like a natural part of your day, not your whole day. Now, rule number 2, prioritize your life. If the main thought running through your head all day is about when she'll text again or when you'll see her, you will give off a needy energy, even if you never say anything needy. You will stare at your phone too much. You will overanalyze every emoji. You will type long replies and then delete them and retype them again. You will keep the chat open while you're doing other activities. You will start planning your schedule around possible plans with her. She will feel it. Maybe not with words, but she will sense that she has become the main focus in your life. And when a girl feels like that too early, before you even have something solid together, attraction drops fast. So you need to put your own life first, on purpose. That means your hobbies, your training, your school or work, your long-term plans, your friendships, your family, and your personal growth. You should have actual activities during the week that challenge you and move you forward. Maybe you go to the gym. Maybe you play a sport. Maybe you are learning a new language. Maybe you are working on music, editing videos, building a small business, studying for a certificate, practicing a skill. When you have this kind of structure, a few things change. First, you stop checking your phone every 5 minutes because you actually have things to do. Your mind is less desperate. You are less bored. You aren't using her attention to fill an empty day. Second, you automatically become more attractive. A person who has goals and is moving toward them is more interesting than someone who sits at home refreshing chats. You don't have to act cool. Your life is already giving you that energy. Third, you suddenly have more conversation material. When she asks you what your day looks like, you don't have to say you are doing nothing. You can talk about the class you're taking, the project you're working on, the workout you just finished, or the plan you have for later. You don't have to brag. You just describe what you are really doing. That alone makes you more engaging, because you are a person with direction. If you notice that your day is mostly empty and you sit on your phone a lot, this is your sign to add structure. Pick at least one habit for your body, one for your mind, and one for your future. For your body, it can be lifting, running, calisthenics, any consistent training. For your mind, it can be reading, learning online, or taking some course in a topic that genuinely interests you. For your future, it can be studying a skill that helps in work or business. When your life is built like that, texting becomes just one part of it, not the center of it. Now, rule number 3. Send thoughtful messages, not empty compliments. A lot of guys are scared to compliment girls at all because they think it will make them look too soft or too nice. Other guys do the opposite and throw random compliments every hour, which just makes every compliment lose its value. Girls do like compliments, but only when they are rare, specific, and real. So instead of telling her over and over that she looks good, pay attention to details. Notice how she carries herself. Notice what she cares about. Notice the effort she puts into something. Notice parts of her personality that stand out, like how she treats people around her, or how passionate she is about a hobby. Then, once in a while, you can send a message that focuses on that. Not every day, not every hour, just sometimes. The same goes for what she shares with you. When she tells you about a test she is nervous about, remember it. When she mentions her favorite artist, remember. When she talks about a trip she wants to take, remember. You do not need to write it down in a notebook, but you should care enough to keep it in mind. Later, you can bring that up. You can ask how the test went. You can mention that you heard a new song from that artist. You can ask how her lesson or event went. You are basically showing that you actually listen, and you do not only focus on her looks. This kind of message is powerful because it sends a clear signal. You treat her like a full person, not just a photo on your screen. And you did not have to use any cheesy lines to get there. Just be careful not to overdo this. If every other message from you is emotional, deep, or full of praise, it starts to feel strange. Keep it light most of the time. Then, sometimes add this extra layer. Now, rule number 4. Do not accept bad treatment. Any girl who is at least a bit attractive is probably getting a lot of attention. Messages, reactions, followers, all of that. Some girls learn that they can keep guys around just by replying here and there, without ever putting in any real effort. Sometimes they do not even think about it. It just becomes normal. They keep you close enough to get validation, but far enough to avoid any real meeting or commitment. You need to be able to see when this is happening. If you ask a girl to meet up and she replies in a way that is very vague and never leads to an actual plan, pay attention. If she always says she is unsure but then never follows up, that is a pattern. If she keeps texting you when she is bored but always has an excuse when you mention seeing each other, that is a pattern too. If she constantly replies very late and never explains, and she only messages when she wants attention, that is also a sign. You do not need to get angry. You do not need to send a dramatic message explaining how she hurt your feelings. You do not need to convince her to behave differently. You just stop giving her unlimited access to your time. You can reduce how much you text. You can stop asking to meet up again. If you already asked clearly and she avoided the answer, you have done your part. The next move is on her. If she actually respects you and likes you, she will at some point bring up meeting, or she will give a clear answer. If she never does, then you just saved yourself a lot of wasted energy. Here is the important part. Walking away is not a trick. It is basic self-respect. You do not need to punish anyone. You just choose who you invest in. If someone shows you that they only want your attention but never your presence, you can let that connection fade and focus on people who are more genuine. This also protects your mindset. When you stop chasing people who are not serious, you free up mental space. You feel less confused. You feel more stable. You learn to care more about your own standards than about one specific person who is not really showing up for you. Now, rule number 5. Know why you are texting in the first place. When you ask for a girl's number or her social media, you should know your real motive. You are not there to collect contacts like trophies. You are not there to create endless chats that go nowhere. You are not there just to feel better about yourself because someone answered you. You are there to build a real connection and see if there is something between you two in real life, not just on a screen. That means your main goal with texting should be simple: move things forward to actually meeting up. A lot of guys never do this. They talk for weeks, sometimes months, without ever suggesting meeting. They do this because they are scared that if they ask, she might say no, and then the attention will be gone. So they keep the chat alive and pretend that is enough. But when you text like this, you are basically telling her you are okay with being just another person in her phone who gives her small hits of validation. You become the safe option, the background. You are never the person she actually goes out with. The truth is, if a girl is genuinely interested, she will want to meet at some point. She may be shy or busy, but the interest will show when you suggest something. So after you've had a bit of back and forth and you both seem comfortable, you should take a step. Suggest something simple in person. It does not have to be a grand event. It can be a coffee, a walk, a casual hangout. Keep it clear. Do not spend hours building up to it. You talk, the vibe feels fine, then you suggest meeting. If she is into it, she will give a clear, positive answer or offer another time if she has a schedule conflict. If she keeps avoiding it, you have your answer already. You also need to remind yourself of this before you even start texting a new girl. Ask yourself silently why you asked for her number. Tell yourself that the goal is not an endless chat. The goal is to see if you connect in real life. This mindset changes how you text. You stop trying to impress her with long conversations. You stop trying to be her entertainer. You focus on building enough comfort to meet, and then you move. Now let's zoom out a bit and talk about your overall texting style, because all these rules connect. First, reduce emotional overreactions. If she takes an hour to reply, you do not need to panic. If she takes a day, you do not need to send follow-up messages asking why she disappeared. If she posts on social media and doesn't answer you, you do not need to analyze it like a detective. Give people space to live their lives. You can notice patterns over time, but you do not need to react strongly to every single delay or short reply. Second, keep your messages simple and clear. You do not need paragraphs for basic topics. If you send long walls of text and she replies with one short line, that means you are putting way more energy in than she is. Over time, that makes you feel small and makes her feel like she is above you. Keep things balanced. Third, avoid turning texting into your main source of excitement. Real-life moments should be where most of your fun comes from. If your only exciting moments in a day are when she replies, you are always going to feel weak in this area. Fourth, use texting to show your standards calmly. If a girl cancels plans last minute without a good reason and does it again and again, you can step back. If she only reaches out late at night when she is bored, you don't always have to answer. You don't need to confront aggressively. Your actions already show whether you accept something or not. Fifth, stay grounded in your body. This sounds simple, but it matters. If you feel anxious while waiting for a reply, instead of staring at your phone, get up. Walk, stretch, breathe deeply, drink water, do a set of push-ups, go outside for a few minutes. Bring your focus back to your body and your environment. This makes you less reactive and more calm. Sixth, separate your value from her behavior. If one girl stops responding, that does not mean you are unattractive in general. It usually means that with this one person, right now, it is not the right match, or she has other priorities. When you see it like that, you can move on faster and stay confident. Seventh, keep your circle bigger than one person. When all of your attention goes to one girl you just started talking to, you create pressure out of nowhere. Keep focusing on your friends, your family, your goals, and if it makes sense for you, you can also meet and talk to other girls instead of locking onto one person instantly. Eighth, let your real personality show. Do not turn into a robot who only applies rules. If you are naturally playful, keep that side. If you like certain topics such as music, sports, games, or art, talk about them. The goal is not to become a stranger to yourself. The goal is to remove the neediness and the chaos while keeping the authentic parts of you. Ninth, always remember that attraction grows from both texting and real-life behavior. If you are interesting over text but boring in person, it will not last. If you are confident in person but write desperate messages, it also hurts you. You want both sides to match. 10th, accept that not every chat will lead to something. You can do everything right and still have girls who lose interest, get back with an ex, get busy with school, or simply do not feel it. That is normal. Your job is not to force every connection to work. Your job is to show up as a solid, confident, respectful man and let the right matches stay. If you feel like your texting game has been off, you can start fixing it today. Start by looking at your recent chats with girls and be honest with yourself. Ask yourself questions like, are you replying faster than them almost every time? Are you sending much longer messages than you receive? Are you always the one who starts the conversation? Are you scared to suggest meeting up? Are you holding on to a girl who never actually makes time for you? Are you canceling your own plans or pausing your own goals just to stay available for her? If you say yes to a lot of those, then you know where to start. You do not need to become cold or rude. You do not need to pretend you do not care. You just need to bring balance back. Answer when it fits your life. Put your goals first. Send rare and real compliments. Notice her as a person. Do not accept half-hearted behavior. Move toward actually meeting, not endless chatting. When you live like this, texting girls stops feeling like a painful guessing game and starts feeling simple. Either the energy matches and things move forward, or it does not and you move on. And that's the point. You are not supposed to spend your whole youth staring at read receipts and typing indicators. You are supposed to build yourself, enjoy your life, meet people in the real world, and let the right girls be part of that. So look at how you text now. Change the habits that are holding you back, and start acting like a man whose time actually matters. Because once you treat your own time that way, the right girls will start treating it that way too.